Welcome back to RD360 Money Making Maxims. Ajit, give me a quick bio of George Soros.
George Soros, brilliant speculator, I guess. He's the one who broke the Bank of England very, very famous in the 1990s.
Made $1 billion at it.
Made $1 billion in one shot. He's also lost bets of that size too. But you know, he's the one who's got the hedge fund industry sort of going in some sense by originating what is by far the most popular and the first hedge fund. I must make one confession though. We share the same company name, not the same net worth.
Yes, wealthy as him, huh? No.
His net worth being a lot more than mine.
Right. Ajit, there's a very famous saying that has always impressed me about George Soros. I'm going to read it out to you and then I'll ask your reaction to it. It says, it's not whether you're right or wrong that's important, but how much money you make when you're right and how much money you lose when you're wrong. Your reaction?
Absolutely true. I think you may be right on buying a stock and then, you know, you may say, yes, it's a great stock to buy and I want to make money on it. But you may have not made enough money or sold out too early and you got out of it, whereas you may have wanted to get out of a stock, but you were debating and investigating when to get out, and you may have lost a lot of money while you were thinking. So you end up with, you know, one thing that you like and you didn't make too much money, and one thing you didn't quite like, but by the time you actually decide to get out of it, you just lost a lot of capital.
But if you like something, isn't your feeling if you like something, you have to bet big. You have to put serious money into this.
We're in a different camp from you are in that sense. Our view is that a portfolio for an individual or for a fund that we manage on behalf of individuals should be between 25 to 40 stocks, and no one stock should ever be more than 10% at market value of a portfolio. So we're very conservative at that.
Okay, your view on that?
Well, as I said, you know, if you're a professional fund manager managing a public fund, then I think you have to go with all these limitations. Diversification is essential because you can't afford to lose too much money. But if you are investing your own money and you understand the business so very well that you know who is going to be the potential winner, I think over diversification kills that the potential return. So therefore, I think if you understand the business very well, if you know what is likely to happen, and that you know you have a grossly undervalued stock, mispriced stock, I think you should go for it. I mean, probably you can invest.
Take example that you've used.
Well, one that I found very interesting was Jindal Steel and Power. This is something I met this gentleman way back, maybe over 10 years ago. Understood the whole business and
unloved at that time. The group was unloved.
It was completely unloved. They were, churning up profits like nobody's business, but it was quoting at a valuation of some 2 times or 1.5 times or something like that. Nobody loved this, and I went and asked him, and I tried to understand this company quite a lot, and found that there is something these guys do, and there's a lot of growth going forward. So I committed quite a lot of resources into that company, and of course the market discovered it after quite a wait. Probably for the next 3 years nothing happened, but suddenly things started improving, and then of course he went into power also, which is again I think he was one of the pioneers there, much in power.
Ajit, invest first, investigate later. Another thing Soros has given us. Is that a fair way to look at?
Not at all. In our opinion, you've got to do a lot of investigation before you decide to invest, or before you decide to get out of some investment. So we don't quite agree with that.
Well, what do you think?
Well, in my professional life, I have found that if you sort of, the elevator pitch is something that you like, then it's always worthwhile for you to commit a very small portion, probably less than 0.25% of your portfolio into this, because only then you get serious.
Mind becomes active, yes.
Then only you watch the script. Then only you watch all the news around that. But otherwise, you keep, the analysis paralysis sets in. So you keep analyzing and you postponing, and probably you become a doubler by then, and then you say it is too late now.
I recently did this airline stocks. I mean, they were being thrown away.
Yeah.
And the more I investigated, the more complicated it got in terms of airline seed, revenue per mile. But I said the market caps, discounts all the best. So we invested first, and then we started investigating. So sometimes that does work out.
Yeah, just sort of put the foot in the door, not really get in completely. But I think that's what makes you investigate it much more deeply.
Right. Let's go to just some